All right, hello my beautiful people. So welcome to week 6. So we all have this beautiful, magical book with us now. And I'm gonna get really into it because a lot of you guys have started to read it, and so I wanna really go through some of it and make sure that we fully comprehend it, so that we can fully embrace it, right? And I want you to feel like you're rushing through it. Go slow, and I would rather see you guys fully absorb it than try and get to the end of it. I am also going to be sending you 2 meditations, and you're going to do them every other day. So do one and then do the second, one and second. I want you to do that because I want you to focus on the meditations and repeating them, because I want you to start to treat this as a muscle. Your meditation is going to be a muscle. So I want to program that muscle a little bit. I also notice that sometimes we have big breakthroughs in the first round of meditation, and then we kind of drift off, and then the universe tests us and we need to revisit it. So the focus on these meditations are going to be 2 things. First one is going to be, faith over fear. And the other one is really about divine timing, which 369, the reason I want you to do these meditations is because I want you to fully connect with your higher self on those 2 themes, because 369 is so powerful and it will work so magically if you fully incorporate divine timing and faith over fear. Now, I'm also going to be sending you a 30-minute little yoga practice. If you want to do this every morning, be my guest. If you want to do it at least twice this week would be great and amazing. It's going to be focusing on muscles and parts of the body where maybe you might be holding some things in, right? Whether it's emotions, experiences, trauma, limiting beliefs, whatever it is. So the focus is really going to be diving into the psoas and the hip muscles. And so with that being said, it sounds like you guys have a lot of homework this week. So I'm going to keep this video pretty short because I want you guys to be able to have plenty of time to dive into everything else. We've obviously conquered a lot of body and we've conquered a lot of mind, and so I want to take spirit to the top notch, and I want to start to get really heavy into it. And again, last week was about spiritual action and the choices that we make, and so as you could look back and reevaluate those going forward this week, I want this to be a week of going inward. So this book is naturally going to make you do that, right? And so I want to go through just a couple of the things in this book, just so you guys really understand it. One of my favorite questions that Alan Watts ever asked was, who are you? And so by the end of this program, you should have a better idea of not just who are you, but maybe what is some of your purpose? Who are you as in the terms of what you really desire and crave, not what the ego wants, but what you really crave. And the idea of who are you is the authenticity over perfectionism. I mentioned, and I'll briefly mention it again, just because it's really important for meditation, is the states of meditation and the states of the conscious mind. How we have the conscious mind, which is me and you through this video right now, and then we have the subconscious mind, which is our computer program, which has been computer programmed by our experiences, so not even really us. And then we have the superconscious mind. And the superconscious mind is where we connect with the divine, right? And so you could see that this is always acting as one. So we must work on all of them, right? What we experience in the conscious mind gets sent to the subconscious mind. We react based on our computer program, and then it goes to the superconscious mind, which connects with the divine. In the same way, the divine then connects with superconscious, goes into conscious or subconscious mind, and then we experience it into our reality. That's why this book is so important, because I need you guys to fully focus. We are now reprogramming everything, right? So how can you manifest if you still have limiting beliefs that are living inside of you? So I want you to really dive deep into the question of who are you, right? What authentically comes out, and just let it come out, right? I had one woman say to me the other day, and this really stuck out to me. She said to me, I really don't know what my purpose is or what I want. I would love to be a mom, but that's on purpose. And I was like, no, that's one of the most divine things of the human experience. It's one of the most spiritual experiences. Like, honor that and love that. You don't have to be boss babe, right? And so there's so many areas of where when you ask who you are and what my purpose is, see what comes up for you naturally. And so the state of consciousness, if you guys have questions while you're reading this and you need better explanations, please let me know, because it's one of my favorite things to go over and explain. Faith, right? So here's the thing with manifestation. You cannot manifest in a lack mindset, right? So if I'm manifesting money because I need it now, or I'm manifesting love because I don't have any love in my life, my love life's boring, or if I'm manifesting my dream career because I hate my job, I'm in lack. Manifestation just doesn't work that way. It only works on faith, gratitude, and abundance. And so we are manifesting, really what we're manifesting is feelings, which is another part of this book that it goes into. So you'll see it talks a lot about the feelings. So what is behind that car and that success? The truth is, it's a sense of feeling good enough. It's feeling accomplishment, right? What is behind finding a loved one, someone to love? It's the feeling of love behind it. So you must create love, right? And there's so many ways to do that. You have to become love. So I really want you to start to think about the things that you're trying to manifest or incorporate in life or change a little bit. Start to integrate them into feelings, okay? And this book talks a lot about faith. Half the time when we manifest, we need faith that it's happening. For example, before I even had an LLC or even had a business, I said I was an entrepreneur for a very long time because I knew that's what my future was. I had so much faith that I was going to be Yogipreneur. I knew that that was in front of me. So I said that, right? I said for a long time, I'm moving to the jungle and the ocean. And I didn't know what country that was. I didn't know where it was going to be, but I knew it was going to happen. And so when people said to me, well, when are you moving? I said, I don't know, but I'm moving, right? So you need to have so much faith that it's happening for you because you wouldn't have the desire if it wasn't already happening. And most of the time, when you let it go is when it happens, right? Manifestation's like a magnet. So let's say you're forcing and you're pushing two magnets together. They're going to go like this and they won't go together. It's when you hold two magnets together. Try it this week. When you hold them together and you're pushing them together, they're fighting apart. But once you let them go, they smack together because they come back together. So it then talks about the rebirth. This is a hard one, right? You have the spiritual awakening. A lot of people will have the big spiritual awakening, and that's true. But you go through spiritual deaths and you go through ego deaths and then you're reawakened, right? So Shavasana in yoga is the corpse pose. And in that corpse pose, you die a little bit. A little part of the self dies off. And so that way a new part of the self can be reborn. So when it comes to spiritual death, I want you to have a lot of love for it, not fear, not sadness. And right, there's always grief. There is only grief where there once was a lot of love. So a lot of times we love the old parts of ourselves because we're the only ones that know our story. So start to take note if you feel like you're starting to go through these spiritual rebirths, maybe where old beliefs and old patterns are coming up. That I am, right? I don't need to manifest love when I am love, right? And when I am love, I'm attracting love. Or I don't need to manifest abundance when I am abundant. I am the abundance, right? So the I am is huge. And it's more than just the affirmations, right? So that's last week when we did spiritual programming into spiritual action, it was so important that you focused on that. Why? Because if I say I am love, and then I'm going back to narcissistic relationships or abusive relationships, I am not love. It means I'm searching for love still. I wouldn't have to go back to them if I was love. And the best thing in this is if you feel like, hey, you're speaking to me a little too clear, that's the best thing that can happen, right? Why do we join in on the spiritual experience? We do it for awareness and we don't do it for answers. So if some of these things are bringing some maybe ugly things up, please verbalize them to me. Let me know, even if it's just privately. And I say that because, right, this program is going to bring up the things that you have to work through and the things that are holding you back. And the truth is, you deserve liberation. So if you deserve liberation, liberate the self. And so we need to see where I am is really measured, right? If I am abundant, I don't need to manifest in any lack mindset. Obviously, you guys are starting to really see the relationship with self. There's a reason why I have you start with food. I love the Nikola Tesla quote that they mentioned. So on the part where it's be the energy you want to attract, when he says be alone, and that's when ideas are born, I want you to start to create and fall in love with a solitude practice. So whether it's being alone in the morning, whether it's a walk on the beach, whatever it is, that is where your biggest downloads come. I spend a lot of time in solitude, and I've spent like 48 hours fully alone before and not spoken to anyone and had the most brilliant ideas born. So create solitude practices, conscious meditation, visualization. I want you guys to, like I mentioned, the feeling and honoring that feeling of whatever you're manifesting, especially meditations and practices. And when you're writing these things, but most importantly, really focus in on what it looks like on every aspect. Get so detailed. And it's not about creating the detail, right? Let's say I want to manifest a pickup truck, because I do. I want a pickup truck. I want it to be matte black. But that's not the idea, right? It's not that the detail is making it perfect. It's that I am getting so into my head about like how bad I want it. When I create details in my head, I'm making it real. So I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to own 2 businesses. What do those 2 businesses look like, right? You have to make this plan so deep and so detailed so that it is born. Law of vibration, right? You have to become what you are manifesting. So when you are love and you're practicing love and you're finding into deeper realms of love, then yes, love is going to run your way. You have to become in order to attract, which this book is going to focus on so deeply. Obviously, so, right, it does talk about like the frequencies, right, which is, the music that I'm playing right now. And I would start to sleep with these frequencies on. It's so powerful when you sleep and you dream with them on the background, or when you're cleaning your house listening to them. Obviously it talks about the angel signs and things like that. I don't want you guys to obsess too much over the signs, right? Some people are like, what exactly does 111 mean? And numbers, yes, they mean thing, and 369 is going to go over it, but just know that if you're starting to see wild, crazy things, whether it's angel numbers, whether it's just little signs from the universe, right? Like, for example, my little dog. I'll tell you a story about him. So he is obviously a Day de los Muertos dog, so he's the Day of the Dead dog, and my dad had passed away on that same day, the 2nd of November. I got him pretty much right after his 3rd anniversary death, and my dog has the same birthday as me. And my dad only comes around in butterflies, and he is the Xoloscuincle Mariposa, so he's the butterfly one. Obviously, we are very synced. We are very connected, and it was just a sign of being in the right place with the right people, the right time, the right timing to get him. And it's been the biggest form of unconditional love. It has taught me things about myself I would have never been able to learn without Guru. So, right, instead of saying like, oh, it's my dad, it's this, whatever, it just is perfect. And that's all it is. And that's why I'm creating the 2 meditations I am, so you guys can kind of detach a little bit. There has to be a balance of attachment and detachment, right? So, the sacred geometry, the 369, and then it explains how to use it, but I will explain it really quick just so you're very, very, very clear on it. Right, so you're gonna open into the writing part. You'll have the morning where you'll write 3 times. And then how do you visualize that as your reality? It's going to force you to make those details I talked about. And then the how does it feel knowing it's already yours, that's the most important thing you can do, right? Let's put it this way. If I went to go to university and I wanted to go get a degree, I would be working my butt off in every class, writing every paper as if I already have that master's degree, right? Why? Because I want the master's degree. So you need to self-study and practice as if you already have it, right? Because you do already have it. What's happening is the universe is accelerating you so that you can get to a point of having it. And then you have your 6 in the afternoon you write, and then you write your 9 times at night. And every morning you'll start out with this beautiful little piece to write, right? And I love that it's short, quick, and small, and it seems to always stick with you throughout the day, right? So the first one says, I am now at peace with my past, and it'll have you write a little paragraph. And it's really wild because the whole day you'll really think about that. It'll rest in your head. What are your intentions? What are you grateful for? Who are you creating? And who are you really, right? These questions, I hope your answers don't stay the same. I hope that your answers continue to evolve as you continue to go through this program and as you continue to go into this book. I write all over this book. So right where it starts to go into like 999 and it says, this is the end of the old and the beginning of the new. I am now reborn to the person I desire to be, Really sit with that. So right, this is a form of prayer and meditation when you really sit here and read something like that and say, where do I connect with this? Where does this connect with me? How is this speaking to me, right? Because it's in front of your face for a reason. Then on the part where it has them much longer, I really want you guys to be like writing into this book, right? So one of the things I circle every time I reread it is the present moment for that first one. It's already yours on page 84. Because it was such a good reminder to stay present, and that was the only way that I was going to feel that it was already mine. If I didn't obsess into the past or the future, and I just stayed here and realized it's on its way, right? And so you'll continue to write through those. But I wanted to give you a little bit of background about 369, but I don't want to take up too much time. So, as always, continue to eat healthy, continue to eat your labels. I'm curious on how your bodies feel. Tell me. We're going to take a pause on reading books. If you guys do want like good podcasts to listen while you're meal prepping or things like that, I can provide those, or I can give you books to listen to always, but I want you guys to focus really in on 369 because what's gonna happen is your reality is about to change so dramatically. Everything's gonna start pop up, right? So it's crazy. 369 popped into my life and I was sitting on the beach. I just started it. I was sitting on the beach and the girl next to me that I've been friends with forever was like, oh, hey, hold on. I gotta pull out my 369. I want to write down. And I was like, you know what that is? And she was like, you know what that is? And I was like, I'm doing it. And she was like, me too. And I was like, no way. So we've always connected over it now. I also started to see the numbers 369 literally everywhere around me. So with that being said, I'm gonna hold back from books, okay? I want you guys to see what comes in front of your face now. This is a time where you guys begin to create the endless magic and attract what's ready for you, okay? Do the meditations. I'll have it labeled as meditation 1, meditation 2. Do it every other day. Don't stress out, okay? If you wake up late and you can't get to it, do it at night. Or just do it the next day. The idea is I'm lowering your stress levels so you can attract more. So that'll be for meditations. And then complete that yoga class at least twice this week. I want you to let me know what comes up in that yoga class because it's very specific. And of course, use the sound frequency all week. I'm really excited for you guys. So the reason why this video is almost a little shorter is because I'm letting go of the control. Because now I want you guys to see how powerful you are as creators. So as always, welcome to this week. And now that 369 is in the picture, I'm ready. I'm so ready to see what you guys are going to experience. And so always, if you guys have questions, please don't hesitate and please let me know. Mwah.